guys, it's Gloria and welcome back to my channel and my kitchen. Lately I've been seeing a lot of people doing seafood mukbangs and I love seafood. I'm an East Coast girl and I remember growing up we always used to have these big crab boils, like they would get live whole crab and boil those, and like the family would come over to my grandmother's house and just lay paper out on the table and we would just sit around and eat crab and laugh and all that stuff. So when I was seeing the mukbangs, that kind of reminded me of when I was younger. So I was like, oh, what do I want to do? I wanted to go to like Red Lobster and all that stuff because I love Red Lobster. Maybe one day I'll do a review on Red Lobster's new small plate menu, but I thought it would be cheaper probably for me to do it at home and I could get what I want in it, and it would be, I could get more, you know. So let me show you. I just got back from our local Winco store and I'm gonna show you what I got. Okay, so I'm gonna season my crab boil with Old Bay because that's how you do it. I got some whole shrimp and they actually have the heads on them. I got some little smokies, and that's just because that's what they had and it was really inexpensive and I didn't feel like cutting up a whole bunch of, you know, big links, and I could just, you know, use maybe half of this and not have to worry. I have one king crab because it's just me and hell, it was expensive. And then I have 3 clusters of jumbo snow crab, but they're not really all that jumbo. And I'll show you, I'll open those in a minute. I got red potatoes, yellow potatoes. Yellow potatoes are my favorite, but I figured I would do a little bit of both. And then I got some frozen corn on the cob. So, and then I also have in my freezer, I had these garlic mussels and I'm gonna add them into the pot. So let's get cracked. Okay guys, so the first thing, and I think I might have some Old Bay already open, so I'm going to look in here. I always try to keep me some Old Bay, and I might have used it all, so that's good. I won't have 2 open. So I am going to put some Old Bay in here. They got a new container since the last time I had it. Now this is like a plastic container. Before it was like that metal container and it'd be so hard. So I'm gonna pour a bunch of Old Bay in. And this is the biggest pot I have. You make it as big as you want to. Get a pot that, you know, suits your needs. You can also make this in the oven. Get a big pan like you would bake chicken and put all this in there and wrap it with aluminum foil. Put your seasoning in there, a little water, and then let it steam. So right now I put about half the container of Old Bay in there. And the thing that I'm gonna put in here first is the potatoes, and I'm just gonna cut them probably in half. If I can find them nice. And I'm cutting more. So it's already boiling. I put really hot water, tap water in here, so it would boil immediate. You know, not immediately, but faster than it would be for you to try to heat up cold water. So just a tip, add hot water to the pot and then put it on the burner. So I'm gonna leave the skin on. The skin has a lot of nutrients in it, and just gonna cut them in half and throw them in there. And if they're bigger, you can cut them in 4s. It just depends on the type of, like the bite size that you like. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my favorite yellow potatoes, and I try to get these small. I got them loose, so when you get them loose you can pick out the size of potato that you want. So, you know, you can get them that small, and it's actually cheaper sometimes to get them loose. I think these were, I don't know, I have the receipt for those. They were less than £1, and they were, these were, the red ones were 77 cents and the yellow ones were $1.41. And when I looked at the bag, it was like $2 or $3. It was like $3 for these, and then almost $3 for a bag of red potatoes. And I know I'm not going to use a big bag, so I think I'm gonna leave that one whole. So you get what you want if you get them loose, or if not, then you can, you know, get a whole bag if you know you're going to eat a lot of potatoes. So that one was big, so I'm gonna eat that. Put that one in 4. Look, I haven't eaten yet today. I'm hungry. Decided I wanted to treat myself. I don't know necessarily if this is gonna be a mukbang, however you pronounce it. I don't particularly like eating on camera, but maybe a little bit, especially if I don't really have a topic to talk about. So now I'm gonna add the corn in here, and it's frozen, and that's why I'm adding it in here with the potatoes, because I mean it's raw corn, but it's frozen, so it needs some time. So put that in there, let it do what it's going to do. And you can always season your water the way you want to. So like if you wanted to add onion to this, you could add onion. You can add whatever seasoning you want to it. I don't really feel like doing all the onions and all that stuff. So I'm gonna let that do what it do for a few, and then I'm gonna add in my shrimp, because my shrimp are also raw and frozen. So I'll be back. Okay, so this has been boiling for like 15 minutes, I believe. And so I wanted, and I did have a top on it, so I just took the top off to kind of keep it from popping and to keep all the heat in. So I just want to check the potatoes and see how they're coming along. Oh, they're pretty good. Let me see that big one. Yeah. So now I'm going to add in my shrimp. Oop. Hold on. Hello, help me. She's gonna cook me. I am. See, it has the head on there, and it's gonna go right on in there. And I just have a couple. That's huge. I should have got some more, but I don't know, these turned out to be 4. But whatever. That in the garbage. For some reason I thought it was more than 4. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to what's going on. So, yes, I got popped. Oh well. And I'm going to add, everything's going to go really fast now, because shrimp don't take that long to cook. And even if they're frozen, they still don't take that long to cook. So, especially if they're like being boiled. I'm going to open these mussels. I love mussels, and they're so, if you get them this way in the little boxes, they sell them at Walmart for like $3.98. So like you can constantly stay up on your mussels if you love mussels and you don't want to prepare them fresh. But again, even in this type of situation, if your mussels or your clams do not open when you're cooking them, when you see them, when you get them in your plate, throw them out. They are bad clams. Do not eat them. Or bad mussels. Any kind of shellfish like this. Once you cook them, if they do not open, throw them in the garbage. They're bad, and you can run the risk of poisoning yourself. We don't want that. Oh, let me put this in the cabbage. And since that's in there, I'm going to put, I don't think I need it. Oh, my hands are slippery. I'm gonna put these beef little smokies in here. And whenever I get sausage like this, I was thinking about getting the spicy ones. I always get beef. I think beef just has a better consistency than the other ones, like the pork smoked sausages, or because it's not all pork. It's usually like pork and beef or pork and something else, and it just don't taste right to me. You know, that's my opinion. So I'm gonna throw these in there, clean this up. I tasted my water before I added in the shrimp and the mussels and the sausages, and they taste pretty, the water was pretty good. So you have to taste it, make sure it's seasoned to your liking. You see how these mussels are opening? See how they're opening? They haven't really even been in here that long. Look at that. Let me see. And if I see any that are not opening after they've been in here for a minute, they are going in the garbage. Let me grab my spoon just in case. My oldest daughter, she loves mussels, and I always tell her when I get them like this, I'm like, if you see them, they're not opening, throw them in the garbage. So I'm gonna let this come back up to a boil. Okay, that one's open. Open. You might be a candidate to throw in the garbage. And you. So we might have a few in here that are not opening. Yep, think about 3. I'm gonna give them a chance to come back up to a boil. So I'm gonna put this top back on. The last thing I'm gonna add is the crab legs, because the crab is done. So really they just need to heat up and soak up a little bit of the seasoning. I have butter. This one I was already using, so that's like a 3/4 stick butter and then a whole stick of butter. And I'm just gonna warm that up, or melt that, should I say. And I'm gonna get my bowls together to put all this stuff together. So excited. I haven't had full seafood in a while. Like I said, I'm a lover of seafood, all kinds, except for oysters. Don't really like oysters. I don't like the consistency of oysters. So let's go check the suspicious ones. Oh, you open. Cool. You open. Good. You did not open. So see? It's been in there. It's smoking. It's done. I mean, well, it's already done, but it didn't open. So I'm going to throw it in the garbage. When in doubt, throw it out. I think it's all of them. Mix that. Alright, time for the crab. And this really doesn't take long. The longest thing is the potatoes, so it just really depends on the size potatoes you get and if you cut them up or not. So this takes, to boil all this, maybe 30 minutes, if that. So just got these, and I'm gonna stick it right on top. Really, I want this bottom part to gain a seasoning. And I think what I might do is after I'm gonna put some juice in there. I just kind of want these to heat through. And then here's the big one, which is not gonna fit in that pan. Take stuff on there. Turn the butter down. This one, and it's not, let's see, oh, it might fit. Okay, there we go, do it. I'm just gonna sit this, let it warm for about 5 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, my butter is melted. I did wind up adding about a tablespoon of the Old Bay, and I'm going to add, if I can open it, a couple sprinkles of garlic. Because garlic never hurt anybody. Well, unless you're allergic to it. Then it hurts you. But you get it. And mix that up. Now, if you like your butter spicy, I mean, you can add pepper or what have you, but Old Bay can tend to be a little spicy for some, and then now they have out Old Bay Hot, which I did not get. So be careful, be cautious on what you're doing. Let me turn this. Oh, it's off. Okay. And so, because these are the last things I put in, I'm going to put those at the bottom. Add some corn. Scrimps, as we like to call them in my family. Where's the other one? There you go. I have a spoon to get, guess I'll put another corn in here. Get some of those mussels and potatoes and the links, or the little smokies. Get a red potato. Ooh, hot. Now I need a different spoon to grab some of this juice. Where's my ladle? Yodelay. So, get out of there, corn. I'm trying to take some of this juice, and I'm gonna pour it over. Okay, so let me take a picture for my Instagrams. So, okay, so got my fork, got my butter, got my food, got my plate, or my bowl for tossing, and I'm gonna try scissors this time. And I got my water. I'm gonna say grace. Lord, just thank you for what we're about to receive. Purify this food for nourishment of my body. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Gotta say that grace. Y'all know how I do. So let's get started before I attempt to try to make conversation. And I think I'm gonna try also. Yes, honey. Yes. Potato. Woo. Ooh, hot. So So far everything's really good. And if I would have went out, so I would have, see, that one didn't open. Throw it away. If I would have went out to like Joe's Crab Shack, which I don't even like, or to Red Lobster or anything like that, this would have run me like, this whole bowl would have run me $40+. Probably more than that. I mean, this is a lot of food. Look how big this bowl is. So probably like $60, because technically, and then I have more over there, so it might be more than that. Not might. It would be more than that. So I actually wound up coming out pretty good, and I only spent maybe $32 on all of this, and then come home and make it. So yeah, sometimes it pays to do it at home, cook or no cook. Excuse me, that pepper got my nose. Yeah, it pays to do it at home, and even if you don't really like to cook, it doesn't take that long, and it's very minimal effort. You just put it in some water and let it do what it's gonna do, and then sit down and enjoy. And burn your mouth. Whew. Like I'm fogging up my glasses. But anyway. I don't really have a topic to talk about. To me, mukbangs are cool when you have somebody else here with you and you guys can like